Hello everyone, in this video I decided to make a video on specifically alternative and gothic makeup for black people and people of color. I don't really see that many videos or channels that are focused on that, so I thought I'd be a good starting point for baby bats out there. I don't use a lot of traditional techniques like where people use 8 brushes or a lot of brushes in a look. I prefer simple, so I usually use about 3 brushes and that's about it. I like old school makeup brands and companies, so I take Midnight Clown White and I use it on my lips and eye, and I just blend it out. I take the finger that I did not touch my lips on because of bacteria, and I just use that to blend out a bit more of that Midnight Clown White. And this method still works great for me, so I don't plan to really change it. I do have some, upgraded products, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then I'm just getting a black eyeshadow from a palette. I'm using the Morphe 9W Smoke and Shadow palette. I'm gonna load up my brush here. And then start to add in the color. This is a voiceover, so my lips do not match my audio, but I'm just having fun here. And then I'm kind of doing a halo eye, so I'm just going to do the darkest first on the outer and inner portion of the eye. This is an all matte look. And I usually apply my eyeshadow and makeup, I would say messily, just because I like to have fun and don't really strive for perfection. And also it doesn't take me as long anymore, just because, I feel if things are complete, then they're complete, and that's about it. I'm just gonna go in with this little brown taupey shade. I actually do like this color. I think it's my favorite color in the palette, shockingly, just because it's kind of versatile. I thought it would actually be too light, but it's actually a really nice color, so I just use that to add it underneath my brow bone, or underneath my brow area. In recent news, I did go to the last Rockstar concert. I heard no one really talk about the concert, so I'm just going to give a brief overview of it, and then I would do a future video on my full experience seeing them live versus listening to their music. The Last Rockstar is a new supergroup of visual kei artists that has Hyde from Lark NCL and the Vamps on vocals, lead vocals. Miyavi, of course, he is doing guitar. Yoshiki from X Japan is the main drummer, and Shujiro from Lunacy is on the second guitar. They don't actually have a bass player, shockingly, but I think they make it work. Now, what does not work is their concept of their music. I feel it's a little bit too mainstream, and I do not feel any sort of Japanese instrumentation or just vibe with the music, and it was a little disappointing, I will say the least. I would give their music a 5 out of 10. There is some potential there, but it's not my vibe. I do like all the artists individually though, but together with the sound that they produced for their first album / single, it was a little bit of a letdown. In concert, it was better. You got to hear everything, but the songs were just so boring. not like super boring, but they just, I don't know, they lacked that visual kei sound that I really like. Where it's like very garage, grungy, and it's not, overly produced or trying to be mainstream. And I feel like that's what this band was trying to do. It was just break into the mainstream audience, and that's why they catered their sound to what they did, and it was disappointing. So 5 out of 10 so far. I will, keep you updated on the group when they come out with new material, just to see if they improved or if they sound any better. But yeah, I'm not fangirling over them. Recent artist that I have been listening to is Unsung. They were a symphonic metal band, really good. I've also been listening to a lot of Living Colour. They are a all-black New York rock and metal band. I think they're still around. I'll have to do some research and let you know in the video of their history, but I really like them. Yeah, I even told my mom about them, and she did not know the band. I'm like, no, you have to support your black artist. Alright, usually with my looks here, back to the makeup really, I like to take a little bit of purple, just add that to the inner corner. Most people like to add like a shimmer there, but I don't know, I'm not vibing with shimmers in the inner corner recently. Just because I have sensitive, not overly sensitive eyes, but sensitive enough. And I actually quite like adding a matte color to the inner corner. I think it's just a bit more unique. And I know my lips look very crazy because they're not complete yet. I'm gonna just show you guys how you can use your palettes, utilize your palettes, pan them faster, finish them up a lot easier if you multi-use your products. So I'm going to be using the eyeshadow to make a custom lip color. It turned out really good, actually. I was shocked. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this lip combo more. I can get that same lip combo with, cream and liquid products, but I just felt like being a bit more artsy here. Alright, we're going to do a gaming segment because I want my channel to focus on video games, music, goth makeup for people of color and black people specifically. So in gaming news, I recently been revisiting the Evil Within game, and it's so good. I love it. It's by the same original director who made the Resident Evil franchise, and you can tell that, kind of cycles over to the game mechanics of the game, so it's very familiar if you are a Resident Evil fan. But I don't know, it's just a very well-crafted, interesting game. I personally love the main villain, Ruvik. I actually kind of want to do a cosplay of him in the future. So I'm going to be doing a ball cap and everything. And I think it would be really fun to kind of, touch bases on video game reviews, cosplay, special effects, animation, and all that on this specific channel. So what I am going back to what's going on in the video, I am just taking a little wipe and just cleaning up the clown white that I had that I didn't really need in the specific areas, and also using the wipe to shape my eye. And I don't usually like a very overly blown out eye. I usually like to just stop it where the end of my brows are and go up. Also, I kind of learned this eye shape from Aiden Zane, and I feel that it suits me a lot better versus the very winged out look. And also, guys, just wanted to let you know, my nail body is going very, very strong. Mostly because, I don't know, haven't been inspired by recent makeup releases and all of that. I'm just making my own, using what I have. And it kind of gives me some insights on just how long it takes to use up products specifically. I'm just going in with the transition shade that I use and just starting on the lips. So I use this as my base color just to give it a very cool toned shade. That way when I add the other colors, it has a cool toned undertone to the lip, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I use about four colors in total for the lips. And again, it is a very, very great way to just use up what you have and have some fun with it. And I will admit, I do not know how long this will specifically last for. I don't think it's going to be that long lasting, especially since I added a little bit of a gloss over it. But if you didn't add a gloss over, I'm fairly sure you'll get some pretty good hours out of the wear of your custom lipstick color, your eyeshadows. I'm just going in with the gray shade and adding that specifically to the middle because it kind of has like a satin finish. It's not actually really matte. Then I'm going in with the lightest purple. It's actually one of my favorite colors in the palette besides the one shimmer shade in here and the deepest maroon purpley shade in this 5-pan palette. I'm just adding that all over just to emphasize the color that I'm going for on the lips. And because we added that taupey gray color, we can still have that undertone in this, and it just looks really nice, I feel. and it gives more dimension to your lips when you kind of do it this way versus just having one color. I feel like it makes it a bit more, fun and realistic. Because if you look at your natural lips, it's not just one color. You have like maybe 3 actual colors that make up your natural lip color. I know for my natural lips, my top lip is a lot darker than my bottom lip. And my top lip has a little bit more of a brownie taupey color, and my bottom lip is naturally more kind of mauve-y pinky. And I'm kind of doing an ombre effect. I actually like this specific effect. It just makes your lips look a bit more pouty and more dimension. And then I'm taking a very old school brand that I love. And no, it hasn't expired, guys. I got them off of eBay. Really cheap. OCC's Lip Tar color in Dune. Still love them. Still great. Still smells like peppermint. And they're really good and fun. And I actually don't have any wand application liquid lipsticks anymore. I realized I just don't really specifically like that specific makeup product, because you put it directly on your lips and bacteria. Mostly because I like to get multi-use out of my products and use lipstick on my eyes. Then there's no real way to clean the product if you put it on the lips and put it directly back into the cartridge. So I don't really use those type of lip products anymore. I've been enjoying Bullet lipsticks and Squeeze OCC lip tars. Oh, and then I just use the leftover color that is made from the lip gloss and the lip on my, and it's kind of like a blush / highlighter, like a cool tone. And yeah, that's my everyday makeup routine. Really, I don't do foundation in the summer because it's too hot. That's powder. I'll show you a video where I do powder foundation. Have a good one, guys.